Hello and welcome to my video of the basic anatomy of the ear. What we're looking at is a cross-section model of the ear, and we'll start off with the bit that most people are familiar with, and that is the pinna. So this is part of the outer ear, and the pinna there's some key features. And we've got the tragal area, not very clear on the model, but there's the lobe or the lobule, and then the concha bowl, which is very useful in audiology terms for fitting hearing aids, and the way the ear collects sound and channels it into the eardrum. The other areas are like the helix, and we've got the anti-helix area. So if I take the model apart, like so, we then have what's called the external auditory meatus, otherwise known as the ear canal. And I was going to put some peanut butter in there just to give the real life effect of earwax, but I thought that really might have grossed some people out. So the ear canal, generally around 2.5 centimeters long in most adults, still part of the outer ear until it hits this feature here, which is the eardrum, the tympanic membrane. Now the eardrum effectively collects sound vibrations that channels around the ear into the ear canal, and then collected by the eardrum. And the eardrum basically vibrates these three little bones. Not very clear on this model, but we have the malleus, the incus, and then the stapes, or otherwise known as the hammer, anvil, and stirrup. So the stapes is the smallest bone that we have in our body, and that is attached to this labyrinth system, which is these semicircular canals here are our balance organs, and this little snail shape is our hearing organ, the cochlea. So sound, as I said, is channeled into the eardrum, collected by the eardrum, and then a little mechanical movement of the three bones known as the ossicles will then vibrate the fluid within the hearing organ itself in the most basic terms, and that changes that then vibrations stimulate little hair cell within the hearing organ known as stereocilia, and when those hair cells are stimulated, the electrical impulse is sent to the brain, and that's when the message is heard. So it's important to understand that it's the brain that does the listening. The ear mechanism just effectively sends that message to the brain. And then we have the Eustachian tube. This is usually around 3.5 centimeters long, and it basically connects the middle ear cavity to the back of the nose, at the top of the throat. And the main function is to drain fluid from the middle ear cavity. This is why you can easily get infections developing inside the middle cavity, glue ears, a buildup of mucus that's quite popular with children. And also this is the little rascal that bothers us when we go on flights. So the air pressure can build up in the middle cavity, and we need to stimulate the Eustachian tube to release the pressure. So when your ears pop, for example, that pressure is being released into the throat. There we have it. Very basic outline of the anatomy of the ear. If you have any questions, just pop it in the comments.